Hey, my friends, I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. If you are new to my channel, my name is Jason. I do a whole bunch of tips, tricks, tutorials on photography and videography. And yeah, today I just want to have a chat about YouTube in general. And if you are new to YouTube, welcome. Obviously, it's a brilliant place to start creating content. And I just wanted to have a chat about mainly just views in general, and just the whole content creation journey. And I know a lot of people, when they first start out, they start getting too technical and too deep into the YouTube numbers and, trying to get that 1 out of 10. If you know what that 1 out of 10 is, you've been in the game for quite a while, and it kind of hurts, especially if you do release a video and it performs a 10 out of 10. It kind of sucks. And the way that I think about this and the way that I sort of get around this is that I just create. Regardless of what the numbers are telling me, I just create. Obviously, there are some circumstances where I need to dive into each video and see, how it performs and what I could improve. And you obviously should be doing that. But you don't want to obsess over it. You don't want this to hinder your progress when it comes to creating, or at least hinder the process of creating. Because I know a lot of new creators out there are just overwhelmed when it comes to creating. They want to try and get, everything perfect, and this is what you don't want to happen. You don't want to have that perfectionist sort of get in the way. And I know as a creator, you're probably a perfectionist. You like things to be as perfect as you can physically make it. And sometimes done is better than perfect. You just got to get it done. You got to move on. You got to try and progress and get better each and every time, get faster, get more efficient, obviously get more skills when it comes to filmmaking and photography. And you don't just want to sit on that one video and it just never being posted. And that's probably the biggest thing that I find now, especially in the last couple of years, is just I literally just make a video, boom, pump it out, move on to the next one. Let's see what we can create. And I want you guys to think kind of similar. It really depends on your personality and how you find you can actually work in your particular situation. But you want to find your groove. You want to be able to get to a point where you make a video and you're happy enough, it's good enough, and just post it. And look, especially with the cameras that we actually have these days, it's pretty incredible, and it's really hard to make a bad video now. I started when I actually had the Nikon D750, a DSLR Nikon camera that barely had autofocus. It only had 1080p, no log profiles. It was pretty basic, and it was very difficult. It was a challenge to make actually good content because I had limitations on what I could actually do. But now there's almost no limitations. You've got 10-bit color, you've got incredible autofocus with these Sony cameras. It really is hard to make a bad video. All you need to do is have one key light set off to the side and light the situation and just talk from the heart, talk from the head, just go for it. Bring your unique voice to each situation. So I guess just don't let you be that reason for your limitations and why you're not actually posting, and you're just holding off on, hitting that upload button. Don't have that as a limitation. But I know there is that one thing that could be a limitation for a lot of new people, and that comes down to comments. And sometimes the comments are pretty bad, especially if you do have a fairly controversial video. If you don't agree with a product, if you say something wrong, someone could really slam you in the comments, and that could actually be quite detrimental to especially your mental health. But these things is what you need to learn how to control the situation and how you can try and move forward. But it can get very tough at times. But I guess what you got to think about is that it's not the end of the world. It's literally just a keyboard warrior behind their keyboard in their mum's basement and just typing away because they hate what you do. They hate being in their situation. They're trying to project their hate onto you. You just need to, I guess, be empathetic at times and just think, oh, okay, maybe their life's, not great, and they're just, trying to project their hate. And you just got to move forward. Just potentially delete the comment and completely ignore them and move forward. You don't want to be stewing on that, but sometimes there's just that one comment that really gets to you, and sometimes you can just delete it and move on. Don't pay them attention, especially if it is blatant hate. Just delete it and move on, or block them from your page, hide them from your YouTube account. These are the kind of things that you need to do, and you don't want this to hinder your progress as well, because sometimes you could stew on that, and not create something for a couple of days. And that's not a good thing. You don't want one person to be in control of your destiny. You want to be able to, hone in on exactly your goals and just keep moving forward. That's probably one of the biggest things that you need to think about. And circling back to the views, like I know sometimes when you first start, the views, you may get 100, 200 views. That's about it. But don't worry about that. Just keep moving forward. Focus on your community. Reply back to as many comments as you can within at least the 24 to 48 hours. And just keep, progressing on. I know as the videos go on, there are crazy amounts of comments that come through, and it does get very difficult to reply to everyone, but that's what you need to try and find a balance is. You need to try and, reply to as many people as you physically can. It does get hard, specifically if you do have, something like me, like over 500 videos, and you're still getting comments on videos a few years ago. It just constantly piles up. It does get difficult, but you need to find that happy medium of how many you need to reply to and keep moving forward. And there are channels like mine. There are channels even bigger than mine with 1 million subscribers in this camera space that get similar views to me or that get less views than me. It really can, take you back a little bit, especially if you are relying on, the AdSense that's coming from these videos. But you don't want to be thinking about that, especially if you are just starting. And if you are just starting out and you want to be completely famous and, earn a whole bunch of money, be full-time in YouTube, that's kind of not the greatest mindset. You don't want to think too far ahead and have this real toxic mindset of you just want to be famous and have a whole bunch of money. What I did when I actually started out on YouTube is that I actually had a part-time job and I was actually earning money, and this was kind of just a hobby. I was doing this on the side. But also this is when I kind of started university, or TAFE and then university, to get my degree, and I just wanted to hone in on full content creation, video work, cinematography, the film career. I wanted that, and my end goal was just for me to be in the film community, just try and do that as my full-time job. So I wasn't thinking about trying to get a whole bunch of money, trying to get famous. It's probably just not the greatest mindset to be having that kind of perspective on YouTube and getting so much out of it. You just need to take a step back and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna, give my unique voice and say what I need to say, and eventually it will come, in time. But if you are that kind of person that needs the money, then absolutely get a part-time job, get a full-time job, have this content creation YouTube work on the side to supplement. And, eventually when that starts to grow, then that's potentially where you could have that decision of if you need to, kick back on full-time work, if you need to go part-time, if you need to get a different job, and YouTube is starting to pay off. It does get a little bit difficult in that situation because there's a lot of work that we have to put in. And I know you guys understand that there's a lot of work in YouTube and content creation. And to even supplement that, there's not just YouTube, there's TikTok, there's Instagram. There are so many other different platforms that you're trying to create on, but there's also different formats as well because, TikTok and Instagram is 9:16, and then YouTube has YouTube Shorts as well. And then you have this kind of 16:9 full landscaped longevity, long videos. There's so much out there. It does get a little bit difficult. You need to try and find, your flow. You need to try and find your happy medium when it comes to creating on all these different platforms. And that's when I try and, circle back to the start, is you just need to create content and put it out there. You don't need to stew on it, because if you are creating on all these other platforms, it's just piling up, and you're going to have so much like internal stress and internal pressure, and you're going to put too much pressure on yourself. And that's not a good thing. You need to just block all that out and just hone in on your craft. Bring your passion out and just think about what you're passionate about, rather than think about trying to be rich or trying to be famous. And I guess the biggest end goal for most of us is just self-improvement, trying to be better each and every single time. And stewing on that one video is not going to, help that situation. You're just being overly critical and just not, being as efficient as you probably could be. So, wow, that's enough of me rambling. I really just wanted to come on here and just say, just upload videos and keep moving in that forward direction. And eventually you will get where you need to get, because I know there's so many creators out there that just are hindering their own progress because of, something in their mind. And I just want to give you that motivation just to keep going, and eventually it will happen. But yeah, thanks for listening to my rambling. And I like making these videos because it gets a lot of stuff off my chest, a lot of stuff off my mind that I see out there, and I just want to help others along their journey. But if you did like this video, please, give me a thumbs up. That would be amazing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's get it.